The Border Management Authority has expressed its satisfaction with the enlistment of 400 junior guards who will be deployed across the country's borders. A passing out parade was organized in Pretoria to celebrate the new recruits. This development comes at a time when both citizens and politicians have raised concerns about the lack of sufficient personnel on the country's borders. For more on this, I'm now joined by Lesiba Thobakgale, who's the national spokesperson for the South African Policing Union. Dr. Lesiba, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening. What's the Policing Union's stance on the deployment of the 400 junior border guards to South Africa's borders?
Thank you so much for having us. As Sapu, we clearly welcome the deployment of the 400 junior border guards whom have embarked on training since last year, and we have seen how intense it was. We have seen the work that they have been doing throughout training, and now they went through the pass-out parade, which is quite a tradition when we look at the security sector. That's what happens, safety and security sector, that's how things go when training has been completed. And moreover, we believe that they going to be deployed within the 27 borders across the country will really help in boosting manpower there. And further, we could also remember that since the establishment of Border Management Authority, and even in terms of their act, and when the president launched Border Management Authority late last year, we have since seen the type of work and the good results that they brought. But we also need to highlight clearly, Katlego, the issue that Border Management Authority, the commissioner himself, Commissioner Masiapato, and his management, they need support of all of us, starting from government. Government needs to support Border Management Authority in order for it to succeed. We know that they do have a plan, they do have a strategy to make sure that they are securing our borders. So with the 400 junior border guards joining the other ones who are already deployed at the borders, we believe that they will assist clearly in making sure that whatever that is coming in and whatever that is going out of this country, clearly it is things that are legal, and it will also assist in making sure that there are no illegal activities or illegal things that will go and come inside our country or leave our country to go somewhere else. Because if we are not able to secure our borders, then it means that crime, as we are able to see it, having spiked in this way in South Africa, we will not be able to put it under control. So the support that Border Management Authority management need coming from National Treasury as well, because the 400, we know that when we also club them with the 200 who were the first border guards who were deployed, and also the 50 maritime guards as well. Those numbers are not so sufficient, and also we take note of those who were transferred from other departments. They are not sufficient. They need more manpower, and more manpower, it means that National Treasury must also show their support and also make sure that they pump money into Border Management Authority so that the strategy that they have, it could be able to succeed. So those are the points that for us are quite important. It's support that they need so much so that we can see even a significant change for them to continue to succeed. They need technology that they have to utilize to patrol our borders and so on. So those are some of the issues that we are quite concerned about, to say they need to be given as much support as they could get.
Most certainly. I mean, you speak of the 27 borders that would have those placements of the junior border deployment having been there. What are some of the other concerns that you would have with regards to them being new trainees, their capabilities in terms of being able to guard the borders that they need to? I mean, there are a lot of concerns from politicians and citizens themselves with regards to what's currently happening at our porous borders.
We don't have doubt in the level of training that they have, because we know that they are young people, they are fresh, they've just entered the labor market, and clearly there is experience that they will also gain during the tour of their duties. But the concerns that we have about them is that when they are there, we need collaboration between themselves and also the members of the South African Police Services. Because remember, Border Management Authority, it is taking some of the functions that South African Police Services under border policing, they were doing. So we are saying that all of us, both the police and also Border Management Authority, they have the same goal to keep our borders clearly, to make sure that everything that is done there is appropriate. So we are saying that there is a need to have collaboration. They are not competing with anyone else. So there is no competition. There should not even be any competition between the police and also Border Management Authority. Those are colleagues. They need to make sure that they work together, because the end goal is to secure our borders, to make sure that criminals who are coming into our country using all of these borders, they are not able to succeed. Because if we are able to keep criminals who are crossing our borders to come into the country, if we are able to keep them away, and then thereafter inside, the police are able to then manage crime appropriately. But if we are continue to fight crime inside the country, and also even crime that is coming through our borders, then we will not be able to win against crime. So we are just saying that collaboration should be there between the police who are working at the borders and also Border Management Authority. And we believe in these young men and women who have went through the pass-out parade yesterday, that they are capable, as they will be getting experience, as they will be working with other departments there, that they will be able to learn, they will be able to put into practice what they have learned during their training. We have quite confidence in them. We don't have any doubt in them, because we believe that they are capable to ensure that whatever that needs to be done to secure our borders, it will happen. And also, we also need to look at the issue of the SANDF as well, that are deployed even at the borders, exercising certain duties there, that if we have a strengthened and fully capacitated Border Management Authority members, then we would not even have a need to have the SANDF being the ones that are patrolling our borders. So that support, we are still going back to it, Katlego, that a government needs to support Border Management Authority. National Treasury must do justice to make sure that the strategy that the commissioner has and his deputies, it is going to succeed. That is what we need as we speak now, because we know the activities that are happening in and out of our borders indeed are not yet placed under control. So we need to control everything. And Border Management Authority, it is a strategic entity that will ensure that our borders are secured.
I mean, you speak of collaboration as well as resources in terms of technology in order to be able to support those that will be at the borders. What role does society play in assisting and supporting and ensuring that we also protect our borders?
Society plays a critical role, because in most cases, those who come in, those who are illegal, if they happen to cross the borders, they are the ones that live in our societies, and we happen to know them. And if we happen to know them, we should be able to report them to the necessary officials so that they could be dealt with, because there's no one who should be in the country illegally. Because even yourself, Katlego, or myself, I cannot go to another country and be illegal there, and without having proper documents or without having proper authority to be there. So society can play that critical role to make sure that those illegal activities that they know come through our borders, into our borders, even from our borders, going somewhere else to other countries, that we report them to the authorities, and further that, to make sure that we also show this level of kindness to give support to the members that are working at the borders, to make sure that at all times they keep to be motivated. Because sometimes even us, as the members of the society, sometimes we just happen to criticize members whom in most cases we should be giving them support. So we just want to encourage society that let us give them support as well, but also make sure that we play our role where we see any illegal activities that are happening, coming through our borders or coming closer to our borders. We are able to make sure that we report them to the authorities so that the necessary action can be taken. And in most cases, it is important for us to also mention that Border Management Authority, it is a new entity that is described. I mean, that has been formulated or established in terms of the law. So it needs to be given an opportunity. It needs to be given space for them to be able to make sure that they secure our borders. But it comes with the rest of resources that we have mentioned, but also society has to play a critical role to say that what are the issues, to be interested in knowing what are their challenges and so on, so that jointly we can then be able to put pressure on government to do justice, to make sure that Border Management Authority, it is fully capacitated so that they can be able to secure our borders.
Lesiba Thobakgale, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening. Certainly good news knowing that our borders would be beefed up and we've got these young recruits that will be taking care of South Africa's borders. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.